absolutely freezing. So I'm wrapping up warm, and then I get in this room, and then it's like absolutely toasty. Gareth Wayt, welcome
Thank
to the
you,
channel. I must have watched the podcast of you and Johnny, and obviously Andy, probably 4 or 5 times now, skipping through it and going through bits and pieces. There's so much value in there. I won't pick up on all of it today because I want people to watch it and, you know, absorb it themselves. But the start of some really cool things to come for the year with the podcast. Before we get into that, I just want to kind of introduce you a little bit, because there will be people watching this that perhaps haven't met you in person, that aren't affiliate owners, that are like senior coaches or coaches that are watching this, or people in our space. They may well have seen you at events and thought, who's that guy? Who's that tall, handsome guy that everyone's talking to? But yeah, just a quick kind of bit about yourself, Gareth. What's your name? Where'd you come from? And your background with CrossFit?
Yeah, thanks, mate. So my name's Gareth Wayt. I am an affiliate owner of Second City CrossFit in Birmingham. I incorrectly said that we were 15 this year on that podcast the other day. We're actually 14 this year. I was getting carried away. So we're an affiliate that's been knocking around in Birmingham for 14 years now. That affiliate has gone through the same highs and lows as every affiliate in the country, in the world, has over the last 14 years. We've had to move locations, second locations, back down to one location, stuff like that. I've been involved initially as a coach and then came on as an owner 11 years ago. So that's kind of my affiliate. 2 big dogs, 1 baby on the way. And I've been working with CrossFit directly in the UK and Ireland as the community support manager for nearly 2 years now. So myself and Andy, we took over from Carl and Rach back in 2024, and the 2-year anniversary rolls around in April.
Amazing. Right, we'll head back to your role in a bit at CrossFit UK. I want to touch on the affiliate ownership thing, because what I feel is, and obviously coming from myself, obviously I'm third party media, so I've been an affiliate owner in a previous life. I'm a full-time coach now, and I take a lot of pride in being a CrossFit coach. You can see that behind me. I won't go into what CrossFit means to me. I think a lot of respect comes for you, and kudos comes to you for being a CrossFit affiliate owner, especially in your role. So you and Andy, both being long-term affiliate owners and coaches, there's a lot of kudos that goes with that. And I think people should be reminded of that for themselves as well, because we tend to forget about that kudos and that badge of honor that we have being affiliate owners. And I don't think people realize until circumstance leads them away from that. So for myself, when I sold my affiliates at the time, it was heartbreaking, and I knew what was coming. But here we are 5 years later, and there's a gap in my soul where I'm not an affiliate owner. I love being a CrossFit coach and doing this kind of media, but there's a certain kudos that comes with it. When you first took over in 2015, did you say about 11 years you've been there?
Yeah, about 11 years. Yeah, 2014, cool. 2015.
Cool. What was it about being an affiliate owner that first attracted you to being an affiliate owner?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I came on board as Second City at 2014. I'd been coaching for the guys who did own the gym for about 6 or 7 months at the time. I'd left a career as a chef. So I'd always been in the hospitality sector, which is something that I think we should touch on at some point. We'll loop back to that.
Yeah.
And I started coaching, and at the time, Second City was a different beast. My business partner now, Mike, was a full-time teacher. Fergus, my other business partner, lived in London, and the gym was very much operated like a 2014 affiliate. And if you've been around, you know what I mean. Like, there was maybe 3 classes a day. All the coaches were paid. You know, they got a free membership instead of being paid for their classes that they were coaching. It wasn't a particularly polished business. It wasn't a particularly I'm going to say well-run business. I don't think my business partners would be upset because they were so busy at the time.
Yeah.
So I came on as a coach, and I could see how we were dramatically benefiting 100 people in the local area. And I could see the potential. I could see that this could grow. We could 3x that. And I could see how we had the opportunity to provide really good lives for coaches and staff. So I could see this kind of like on the horizon potential coming. And I could see the skill sets that I had, running kitchens, organization and stuff like that. And it became a little bit of a no-brainer to me to get involved in it, to try and achieve that, to have that goal. At the time, and I'm proud to say it 11 years later, you can cut me and I believe CrossFit. I believe in it so wholeheartedly. By that point, 2014, 2015, everyone I knew was from the CrossFit gym. My best mates were from the CrossFit gym. It was something that bonded me and my wife quite strongly. When I was a chef, the only time that we could guarantee that we would be together was when we were doing our CrossFit classes, and we knew that we'd hang out. So I felt this real passion for it, but I also saw where it could go at the same time. I saw the potential in it, if that makes sense.
Right. That's good. That's a nice answer, because I think that's something that you're bringing something to the table. You know, you're not seeing it as opportunistic. And I wouldn't hold it against people. If you were to have said to me, right, I see this fledgling business that needs sharpening up and we can earn a lot more money from, you wouldn't hold that against someone, because ultimately for our business to work well, people need to be getting healthier and living longer. So there's this funny kind of marry up between that commercial mindset and actually benefiting people. In our industry, and specifically in the CrossFit gyms, they go hand in hand, which is excellent. But like you said, it's funny you say that 2014 kind of CrossFit gym, because obviously I speak to quite a lot of affiliate, less than you, but I speak to quite a lot of affiliate owners from, you know, days gone by, and when I kind of have my affiliates, and there's this sign of nostalgia around that, that raw chalk, lack of systems, transfer me the money instead. Yeah, what's the bank account number? It's written up on the whiteboard. Go and do that. Pay me when you can. Coaches getting paid for their 2 hours a week of you know, they're paying their membership by 2 hours a week coaching. There's this nostalgia that goes with that, and like anything, like the music from when you were like 14 is always the best music in history. I'm not saying it wasn't fantastic. I'm not saying it wasn't the glory days. I'm not saying anything like that, because for me it is, because that was like when I was healthy and I was a bit younger, pre-kids, gym ownership. It was just my break away from the corporate world. It was this, like, you know, finding Jesus moment when you found CrossFit and you were entrenched in it for a couple of years and it was everything to you. Which, not saying it isn't anymore, but it's just a different stage of where we are. How do you think affiliate ownership then has evolved since, let's just say 10 years, right? Let's just say from 2016 to now. We saw those things last week where everyone was like, where was I in 2016? All of my pictures were at my affiliate, by the way. It was probably the same as you. So I didn't post any. But is there like an overwhelming singular difference between owning an affiliate then and now? Is there a singular thing, or do you think it's multifaceted?
I think it's harder. I think it's a lot harder to run a small to medium business in 2026 than it was in 2016. We took way more risks in 2016 than we would do now, in terms of making sure we can pay the bills, making sure we can pay rent, rates, things like that. I think and I totally agree. I look back to the nostalgia days of, like, we had 2 toilets. Like, one of the first things I did when I went full time at the gym was buy a microwave so the staff could have hot food when they were in. Like, I look back on it now with really fond memories, but I was also, in my mid-20s at that point. So it was a different point in life. And I think that's also something that's very different now with affiliate owners than it was in 2016. We've all kind of aged up a little bit. I don't speak to many affiliate owners that are under 30. We've either started in 2016 and aged up, which has its own implications, like you mentioned. 36, you've got kids to feed, you've got a mortgage to pay. 26, you can kind of get by living on your mate's sofa or renting with a bunch of the coaches that you work with.
Yeah.
So I think the ownership, the early adopters have aged slightly, which brings implications into it when you're running an affiliate. And I think the world that we live in is a lot harder now to run a small business than it was 10 years ago.
Is that purely financial? The hardship with ownership, do you think?
I think it's financial. I also think we're going to get deep now. We're vying for attention. And I think it's a lot harder to get someone in your gym in 2026 than it was in 2016. In 2016, referrals is what we lived on. I provided a good service to member X. They brought their mates in. Easy, job done. Now, when I look at marketing at my affiliate, there's sort of 5 different chains to the fork of trying to get our message and our information out to people.
Now, I remember, so I started going to CrossFit Reading I went there a couple of times, very early days. I found CrossFit in 2011. Well, I didn't find it. It was there. I stumbled across it. And then I remember seeing a poster for the opening of the local CrossFit gym. I'd had to travel to the CrossFit gyms. And then I saw one opening in my local town and at the train station. And I was like, oh. But the amount of people walking past, not seeing the word CrossFit, they were just walking past. And I think I spoke to Lee, the owner at the gym, a couple of years later, and I said, "Well, how did that go for you?" And at the time, and there's a reason I say about this. This was I was talking to him in 2016 about this, and it was end of 2012 that I saw those posters. At the time, he paid £150 for 4 posters at a train station for a month. Now, I then said to him, this is 2016, a few years later, I went to do the same thing at the same train station and it was £1,200 for the same thing. Yeah. So 3 years later, advertising boards had gone up literally 10 times the amount. And that was 2016. Now, things have obviously progressed a little bit since 2016, like you said. Financial, the thing that you said about we're kind of vying for people's attention all the time. Obviously, that comes down to a little bit of social media, and people kind of getting swamped by that kind of thing. The interesting thing I heard you say then was about referrals being obviously the primary one 10 years ago, whenever. Do you still get referrals now?
Yeah, I would say referrals are probably responsible for about 35-40% of our new members. Especially because here we're lucky in the last 12 months, we've transitioned to a position where we cater for every age. So we now go mum and baby. We'll have 2-3 month old babies in that class. They're not doing anything, the mum's training, but they're there right the way through to late 70s is our oldest at the moment. So more people can be referred to us is what I mean by that. We're not just 20 to 40-year-old young entrepreneur type, young business type people. But I think with the vying for people's attention, I think I was having a conversation with Andy, and this is a relevant tangent, which you're probably going to have to stop me going on loads of tangents on these calls. But me and Andy were talking yesterday. We're coming up to the 25th year, the 25th anniversary of the first CrossFit.com post article workout. Andy sent it over to me, and we're looking through it and we're chatting about it. And I think it's on the 10th of February, top of my head. Don't quote me.
Is that the dumbbell thrusters and running one?
You got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
and I said to Andy, I said, this is amazing. I was like, think of gyms 25 years ago and think of gyms now. You can't walk into a gym now unless it's a particularly old gym or a particularly, like, I'm going to throw a bodybuilder type gym under the bus here. But you can't walk into a commercial gym now that has not been impacted by CrossFit, which is amazing. Like, I go to my local Pure gym, it's got a functional area, it's got Olympic lifting platforms. David Lloyd have their own version. Even hotel gyms have kettlebells. Like, I can't remember the last time I went to a hotel and it didn't have something I could do a workout with, which is amazing. But the flip side of that is, in the last 25 years, there's been a bunch of different trends, different types of training that are attracting people to that previously would have only been able to go to CrossFit. If they wanted to do something different, some kind of group fitness, it would have been CrossFit. In the last 25 years, we've got F45, High Rocks, Les Mills, spin classes,
One
stuff
Rebel.
I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of when I refer to not only the social media side of things, but gaining people's attention. Like, what's going to work for me? What's going to get me fitter, get me stronger, get me looking better naked?
Because we all want that. No one wants to look worse naked, do they? No one would say, I look worse naked. Although arguably, when you train for a powerlifting meet at a weight category higher, you might go down that route. And we might
get a strong man in the chat that's like, no man, I'm quite happy with having a belly.
But they might find themselves looking sexier for being beefier. So, you're absolutely right there. I think there's a lot more options available for people nowadays. And the royal we, CrossFit, we've made that impact. And it's the same with sports, weightlifting. You look at, I classify High Rocks as an event rather than a training methodology. So you look at the High Rocksers, you look at weightlifting, you look at powerlifting, the impact, and we're talking Britain here and UK and Ireland, the impact that we have had on those sports is monumental. The ticket sales, the employment status, the number of weightlifting clubs, the number of memberships that British weightlifting and British powerlifting have got now is fivefold what they had 10 years ago. When Sonny Webster started coming on the scene. I remember being at Wild West, bloody hell, well, that would have been 2015. And he did like his demonstration of a barbell he did a clean and jerk ladder, and he went up from 80 to 180, like he did an EMOM of lifting. And everyone was like, this is what a weightlifter can do compared to like us CrossFitters, You look at the impact that we've had on commercial gyms, like you said, like I can name them, like people like Pure, David Lloyd, all the massive chain. They've had to adapt. They've all got functional fitness areas now, every single one of them. How many of them had a bloody ski erg in them 10 years ago? Zero. Absolutely zero. The effect on Concept 2, like machines going out, and latterly, obviously, Rogue. We've had this massive impact, and I think it's really murky waters to think all about this kind of thing, because there's no right or wrong answer, and we can't ever prove it. But I think the affiliate model on the surface, step one, incredible for entrepreneurship, taking this brand, running with it, and making a name for yourself in your local community. One level deeper, everyone in your local community or the other gyms catch up with what's working and they adopt it themselves. So they drawing people away from you. Now, the bottom level of this, the real criteria, is how you as an affiliate owner and as an entrepreneur marry up to that demand and demonstrate your value as the OG and as the one that brought it to the market. That's on you as a business owner. There's no point in going, oh, well, they're all catching up with us now, we can't really do much, rest on our laurels. I think a lot of affiliate owners, I include myself in this when I had mine, we had this idea that this what's the word I'm looking for? Arrogance. It's not arrogance, the word I'm looking for, but it's this arrogance of, well, I brought it to my town, I own it. That I don't need to do much. I've brought it to my town, I brought it to my village, my city. It's on me. Why don't they come to me? I'm going to be complacent. That's it, complacency. But I didn't get taught about business ownership. or entrepreneurship, or how to adapt, how to evolve. And you see that with these gyms that have absolutely thrived. You look at your gym, look at Jamie's gym, look at Andy's gym, look at all these gyms around the British Isles, UK and Ireland, that have not only kept up, they have led the way. And they've done that by not resting, not becoming complacent, and driving that change in their local community, keeping up with feedback, going to events. And I'll talk about Coaches Congress in a bit. But the events, and that Daniel Chaffee talked about this when he was on the show about a year ago now, and he recommended the E-Myth book, which he does to a lot of people. But it talks about like the gradual stepping of ownership. You've got to step away from being on the gym floor the whole time and being the mechanic. You have to step away and go towards that ownership level where you're distant enough to drive that change that will evolve your business. And I think there's a category of complacent gym owners that assume that they should be getting the business because they have the brand name CrossFit, and that's all they need to do. That they can just rely on that, and that's enough. And like you said, to your point, the other gyms have caught up, and we need to continue to drive and strive for excellence and virtuosity and gym ownership and consultation and mentorship, going to events and finding these kind of people in our lives that are very, very willing to help and understand and be part of that drive forward. And that's why it's so lovely to see the likes of Jamie on Pedro's show, like talking about this kind of thing. And also what I love about that, and obviously Johnny, is they're talking about it from a British perspective, but also drawing parallels from JR across the pond, because there will be differences. There's differences between Newcastle and Cardiff, let alone across the sea. So sorry, that was another tangent that we went on. Okay, so in your role then as community support manager, can you talk me through, say I'm an affiliate owner, I've just bought my affiliate, I've established it, I get an email from CrossFit saying, okay, you've got Andy, who's your country manager, and you've got Gareth, community support manager. I call you and I ask you, how can you help me with my affiliate? So what would that kind of look like?
That's a great question. I'm going to touch on something you said and then loop back to it. Don't let me forget. You are 100% right. Owning an affiliate is a beautiful job because it can be anything you want it to be, but it is also your responsibility as the leader of that business to make it successful. And you need to continue developing your skills as a leader. I didn't realize this until the first time I met Dan in 2019. And I literally had not a light bulb, a floodlight moment of like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about leading a team. Read books, attend events, watch YouTube, pick up the phone and chat to other people. Constantly develop yourself with an aggressive pace, and you'll be shocked at where you could be in 12 months' time. Read a book for 10 minutes a day. Everyone can find 10 minutes to read a book. And if you don't know what books to read, let me know and I'll send you a list. Easy. Start with the E-Myth, one of the best books out there. You've emailed me. So back to your question, sorry. You've emailed me, what do I do at CrossFit? The easiest way I can describe this is if you're an affiliate owner, every day you'll look after your members. So you might handle a payment issue for them. You might handle I've tweaked my knee. You might handle I've been struggling to make it, or maybe you're reaching out to them because they're struggling to make it. That's very similar to my role at CrossFit. It's a beautiful job. Every single day is different. I can do a call in the morning that will be developing an owner. Maybe they've booked in a birthday call with me, or they've reached out and they've said like, hey, I'm struggling with XYZ. Can you offer some advice? No problem at all. Let's get on a call. The next call could be helping an affiliate owner move their affiliate. Maybe they're physically changing location and they need some help and advice. It could be I'm struggling with my coach development. Cool. Let's get on. Let's talk through some things. Quite often I'll speak to individual owners, so people who don't have business partners, so they don't have anyone to bounce their ideas off. A lot of the time it'll be solving those pain points for people. I need to do a price rise. How do I do it? Let's get on a call. Let's chat about it. Then there's probably some more ones and twos of the roles, making sure people are booking onto courses, handling any issues with that, making sure things are listed correctly. And then the third aspect is trying to take information from HQ and get it out to the affiliate owners. And that's something that me and Andy have been really passionately doing for the last 2 years, is how do we take information from HQ, get it out to owners in a understandable format that they take on board, and how do we add value to those owners. I remember the first event we did was Coaches Congress Heathrow. That's a lie. It was the second event we did, Coaches Congress Heathrow. And someone sort of said to me, like, "Oh, what's your goal working for CrossFit as a affiliate rep, as a community support manager?" And I made quite a bold statement, and I'll stand by it because I said it. I want every owner to see their affiliation payment the same as buying toilet roll for your affiliate. It's a non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be involved with CrossFit. You don't even think about the bill because we're adding so much value to you. So that was kind of my little mission statement for myself in the role.
Okay. Quite a visual there, isn't it? Like, and quite a really good example of like and a metaphor that people aren't going to ever forget, because those non-negotiables, and I like what you've done there. You've drawn parallels to affiliate ownership, and because you're an affiliate owner, you know how to do that. There are a lot of parallels that we can draw between affiliate ownership and actually being a member at a gym. And I think it's an easy way to remind ourselves of our roles as affiliate owners and coaches, and obviously in your role working for CrossFit. We hold our members to account. We hold them accountable. We get them to check in. We get them to communicate. We get them to set goals. We talk to them. We catch up with them. It's a non-negotiable that we do that as a business owner with our members, because to strive for excellence, which is what CrossFit is all about. We're forging elite fitness. I tend to think that most affiliate owners don't apply that same logic to their role as affiliate owners. And I think that we could probably lean into that a little bit more as affiliate owners and coaches, forging elite coaching, for whatever you might call, forging elite ownership, whatever that might be. And the other day I'm reading up for my L3, and one of my favorite things that I always bloody hark on about is the sickness wellness fitness continuum, which is where we lend our name from for this channel, Continuum. And I thought to myself, like, how about we run that continuum for affiliates? Like sickness, wellness, fitness continuum for your affiliate, for your business. Where would you currently track as a business on there? And what metrics do you see as valuable for your development towards health, towards fitness as an affiliate? It's quite a nice logical step for me mentally. If I was an affiliate owner now, I would be applying the same rules that I do for my members onto me as a business owner, because it would work, and logically it would make a lot of sense. Morning, Jonathan. So, okay, question for you. I'm that affiliate owner that we've talked about. You've explained your role to me. A year goes by, and you've not heard from me. So you've sent me a couple of emails. You haven't seen me at an event, which is fine. Okay. You haven't really heard from me. What is it, do you think that would keep people away from? Do you think it might be a bit of ego, where business owners might think, I don't need that communication or support? Again, drawing back to the comparisons to a member, if I don't hear from a member for a year, even though I've been emailing them, I check in on them at the gym. if I don't hear from them from here, I don't understand their goals. And then they start complaining that they're not getting anywhere with their movement standards. They're not getting anywhere with their performance. They're not getting stronger. They're not getting fitter. How do we improve the communication level from the member to us? Because if we've been doing our part, it's available, it's there. What steps can we take? And I know my answer for this because I'm biased, but what do you think might spur a little bit of kind of enthusiasm towards communication in that direction over me just harassing my members all the time do you think they want communicate? Do you think they need that communication, the members?
I think all affiliate owners can benefit from leaning into the support that we offer. And I'm not just talking about myself and Andy. I think the whole support that's available from CrossFit.
Yeah.
I think there isn't anyone who's running an affiliate that couldn't benefit from even a 5-minute conversation. How you doing, mate? You're all right. Like, what's griping you this week? How we get to those owners is what we're trying and desperately trying to do for the last 2 years, by diversifying the means and methods that we communicate with them. So we started with the boring stuff. Everyone gets emails. We send them a monthly newsletter. We send them a birthday reminder, like, jump on a call. It's been a year since we last spoke. Then we're like, okay, people aren't really reading these emails. Let's create a WhatsApp group. So it's an admin lift, but there's a WhatsApp group for all the affiliate owners. If you're not in it, reach out to me. I can get you in it. And again, that's got sub channels. So, there's a channel in there for floor cleaners. It's one of the most popular threads in there amongst the affiliate owners. But again, it's another way of us getting different information out to people. We try to do more events. So we know that one event is good, but last year we managed to do 4 separate events around the country. We try to go on the road quite a bit. So Don't be shocked if you see us walking into your affiliate. And then the final way is someone much, much smarter than me at HQ made this beautiful dashboard, and it's got every affiliate in the country in it. And at the top of it, I can see which affiliates are clicking links on emails, signing up to the Open, getting involved. And down the bottom, I can see those affiliates that aren't. So then they're the ones that will get a little bit more targeted reach out. I'll ring them up, I'll drop them a text message like, hey, dude, I've not heard anything. You okay? How's it going? Because you're exactly right. If you look at it with the analogy of a member, the member that leaves your gym is the one that's not achieving what they want to achieve, and they're not coming. That you never lose a member who's in 5 days a week and, abs are getting revealed, snatches going up, ring muscle ups are getting learned. They're happy. They're not going anywhere. But it's that person that maybe hasn't been in for 2 weeks and that becomes 3 weeks. Maybe they only came once last month. A monthly membership fee is expensive for one group coaching session. So the diversifying how we speak to those owners is something that we're really passionate about and really trying to do.
Yeah.
And then the flip side of that, again, is referrals. So affiliate owners telling other affiliate owners we've helped them. And that's how, the team can ascend that leadership ladder, by people telling other people we've helped them, or people sending things like this out. There might be a valuable tidbit in it. That then puts us out in front of more people as well.
Do you know the breakdown of male versus female gym owners in the UK?
Don't. That's a good question, though.
No. I would hazard a guess, just from my own experience.
Anecdotally, I'd say male.
Male dominated, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if conservatively you said 75-25%, I'd probably estimate it's probably about right-ish, from what I've seen. We always get told, like, men need to talk more, and men need to communicate better, and men need to kind of ask for help a little bit easier. I think that might also be a role to play in that, maybe. But yeah, that's just a side tangent. So, all right, communication then. So I said earlier, when I asked that question to you, I said I've got kind of like a bias in this. Now, I'm someone that kind of stumbled across these kind of platforms that we're running now, probably about, well, Savon was started doing his podcast 2017, I think. I stumbled across them then and would watch them recorded, which they weren't live at that time. And then came the live shows on YouTube. And I was lucky enough because I follow CrossFit, the CrossFit YouTube website. And then obviously the algorithm early days would push kind of anyone talking about CrossFit. You had the likes of Craig Ritchie starting up and that kind of thing. Now for me, over the last 7-8 years, the overwhelming majority of my information, my learning development, my skill development, my keeping in contact with people, I've made incredible contacts with people around the globe via social media. I include these kind of platforms like YouTube and Spotify as that. All of my information about ownership, about coaching, about kind of events, all that kind of thing has come from media in this form. So YouTube live shows, recorded shows, Pedro over the last few years. All of the new stuff that CrossFit's been putting out recently has been brilliant. You've got Chase leading the way with the fitness, Sport of Fitness podcast. You've got CrossFit putting out stuff with James Hobart and Denise Richards recently and going down that route, and the nutrition discussions and that kind of thing. There's this overwhelming, insane torrent of information that is out there for the affiliate owners and for coaches and for gym members at our CrossFit gyms. I don't, again, this is anecdotal, but as opposed to like the US and Australia and other countries, there is hardly any uptake in that in the UK at the moment. We don't really see massive uptake of this kind of platform of media across the board. Now, I think is because the British and the UK and Ireland ears just haven't, that we're not exactly the same in terms of how we absorb that media from the other countries. We haven't quite caught up there yet. But also I tend to believe that we just haven't put out the information out there for people to actually watch and absorb yet. So that was part of the motivation behind this, because like Daniel told me a year ago, if you see a gap for something and you think, why isn't someone doing it? You do it. Like if you've got to be the change that you're looking for, you've got to fill that gap yourself. There's no point in waiting around, waiting for someone else to do it. If you see that opportunity and that need, just like Rebecca at Rising Tides did with the importing of the US stuff, she set up a charity and she donates profits from that. It's amazing. Hannah at the Academy program, Steve with Defiant. Like we've got all these people that are filling these gaps and bringing something to the table in our market that we haven't had before. Obviously, the podcast that you guys are doing at CrossFit UK on this platform, for me, I already know that value. I already see it, and it's incredible. And it's going on Spotify as well, because I think a lot of British people that this fits will be sat at work or traveling, or they'll download the episode on a flight and that kind of thing. All that information is readily available now, and it's going to be an incredible time to do that. Now, what information do you think that affiliate owners need that they haven't had previously? Will we be kind of putting out there over the next year?
It's a good question, mate. I think I totally agree with you that there isn't enough information from British affiliate owners out there, and I think that's partly due to a little bit of how British people are brought up. No one's out there going, I've got a great gym, come do it the way I do it, because we're all a little bit nervous about putting our head out on the spike like that. I think I would like us to put out the information that people want, which is why feedback is going to be absolutely crucial to this. So if someone sends me a message, it's a bit like putting feedback out or putting information out in your affiliate, right? If you get 2 or 3 people that say, hey man, like how comes we're just squatting every day for 5 days a week? What's going on? You're going to take that feedback and you're going to put a post out, put a video out, send an email, whatever it might be, to why you're doing it. And I think that's something that's going to be crucial for us, is we can only give people what they need if they tell us what it is they want to know about. I can stand here and tell you the 10 lessons I've learned at my affiliate over the last 10 years, but that's very particular to me and my affiliate and Birmingham and my location and my settings and things like that. So I think, is it a soft answer to answer your question with a question of we need everyone else to tell us what they want to hear?
It's the ultimate feedback loop, and it's a perfect answer. It's perfect because, again, using the analogies of drawing from being an affiliate owner, your programming is only as good as the feedback that you're getting, and that feedback might be in the performance of your members. You know, like we all do, we'll retest maybe every 6 months, or you might do a squat cycle, and at the end of the 12 weeks, it's so important, and every affiliate owner will know this when they're programming. We need that feedback. We need that whiteboard or Boxmate, which you star on, by the way. Do you know that?
Yeah, I don't get any royalties for that photo. Every time I see Danny, I'm like, it's particularly awkward when they do a drop in and it's there on the TV screen or anything like that. And I'm just there. That's my best mate next to me, Sam. We met through CrossFit, MC'd and best men at each other's wedding. It's power of CrossFit, right?
How about that? But no, the feedback loop is important, and it would be the equivalent, I guess, of programming. And no one writes down their scores. No one gives any feedback. You send out emails to your members asking for feedback on the program and how it's gone. What can we do better? Are the toilets kept to a standard? How's the coaching going? Is there anything we can do better in terms of events? A health check, basically, for your gym, and you need that feedback directly. It makes the members feel good. It makes everyone feel great, and they feel needed, and they feel respected, and it feels like you genuinely give a shit. Because, like we talked about at the beginning, my performance as a business is directly correlated by the performance of my members. They go hand in hand. They're the same thing, which is unique about what we do. So to the affiliate owners and the coaches out there who are desperate for communication, for development, those perhaps this podcast and this channel might fall, hopefully it does, fall on the ears of people that have de-affiliated over the last few years. And they're looking for something to pull them back into CrossFit, because everyone understands the value of having this above their door, especially the people that don't have it anymore. They're the people that really, truly understand it. And what they are after is that lifeline, that olive branch of, all right, okay, cool, we're there. For those people, absorbing this kind of media, absorbing this kind of content, listening to the podcast out there, that 45-minute podcast that you guys did the other day was essential for anyone wanting to run the Open. You've got 3 of the most senior people in the UK sat around a table at your own convenience, by the way, which you can pause. You don't have to sit with a notepad and pen. You can pause it. You can download it and listen to it whenever you like. You've got a map. You've got a hymn sheet to go by of how to run the Open and why to run it at your gym. And every month, there's going to be more and more information put out there about that in your own time, listening to it. That level of communication is incredible and essential, and I think is going to be a really good addition to all the other information that is going out there, because we all, like, we know we're coaches. We understand people learn in different ways. You know, you get visual learners, tactile learners, and audio learners. You get different types of people that understand and respond differently to different stimulus, and that light bulb will click with one of those methods. There are a lot of people, including myself. I can't sit down and read for hours. I like, for me, I lose track 2 minutes in. I have to go back to the top of the page and read down. But give me a video, give me visual cues as an athlete, someone showing me how to do something. I get it. It mimic movement fairly well. But telling me about it won't mean anything. So having these videos and these media forms for people to ingest and respond to and see that, it's an incredible addition to that. And I really, truly hope that, and this isn't me trying to drive subscribers and the algorithm, in the comments section of these, or even if they don't feel they're comfortable doing that, emailing you guys or messaging you on Instagram or DMing, because they've got WhatsApp with you now, feeding back and saying, okay, this was incredible, more of that, please. Or you missed this kind of thing. Please, please touch on this over the next few months. You guys at CrossFit UK rely on that feedback loop from the affiliate owners and the coaches for that information of what to do next. Because until we give that feedback, we can't expect it miraculously of what we want to hear just to show up. And you guys are more than willing to put in that work. You guys have dedicated and demonstrated time and time and time again what you're willing to do for in your role. We just need that feedback loop to be connected. And in my eyes, these kind of platforms may well help connect a couple of those dots. And if this channel can get one affiliate back on track and to re-affiliate and get more people in their gym and be a CrossFit gym, it's done its job. Like, that's all this is supposed to do for, just like Coaches Congress. The whole point. Did you see that video of the Swedish affiliate owner that Coaches Congress put out yesterday? What an incredible testament to the work that Henrik and Heather and the team have done. Like, she was on the ropes. She didn't know whether to affiliate. She's brought her team to Coaches Congress. They've taken a lot, and now they've gone boom. Like, it's reignited that flame of affiliate ownership, and she's wholeheartedly CrossFit again. What an impact that is going to be on the well-being and health and livelihood of her community that are underneath her gym roof. Like, that's incredible. That is what we do this for.
100%. And I think if an owner or an ex-owner or anyone with any business is listening to this, I think sometimes I'll speak to owners and they can look at your Jamies, your Johnnies, Second City, Andy, and they're like, man, they're over here, they're flying. I'm here, this gap's too big. There's two things I always say to them. British cycling, the reason it was so successful, Ollie brought this up on a call yesterday, Ollie Mansbridge. The reason that they were so successful, 1% every day. That's all you're looking for, 1%. And that never stops. We've been rocking for 14 years and 1% every day. We're looking for that virtuosity in everything we do. Is the cleaning schedule as good as it can be? Is the member experience like? So if you're an owner and you're thinking like, man, these guys are over here with what they're doing and I'm over here, you haven't got to go overnight. Just try and make it 1% better every day. And the easiest way you can do that is by leaning on the resources that are out there. So things like this channel, things like our emails, the podcasts, the information. And it's not only coming from us, it's the other owners that are putting stuff out there as well. But if we don't know exactly what you're struggling with, we can't help you. If we had 10 owners come on here and say, I'm struggling with XYZ, we can turn around to Henrik and go, hey, next Coaches Congress event, let's do a talk on this because this is what people need. We get bums on seats, then we can start helping those owners. Those owners tell other owners about things they learn. And that's how we can snowball effect the positive impact of the messages we're putting out.
Yeah. Like Steve said, people fail to realize that those people they admire were once where they are now. Like, Jamie didn't start off in the mega gym that he's got now with all the Rogue equipment and the parallel bars and like the air assault runners and everything like that. That wasn't week one.
and it's easy to look on social media and think like, oh man, it's easy for them. They've got it. Do you know what I was doing at 10 to 6 this morning? I'm blocking the toilet in the gym. Like it doesn't change. Nothing, it's never. Everyone is still, all owners are still, we're all still affiliate owners. We're all still constantly switching tasks every day, constantly firefighting. It doesn't matter how big or small the gym is, the job's the same. Yeah. I think like people mentioned Jamie, for example. I've been up and I've spent time with Jamie. Jamie's one of the hardest working blokes I've ever met. Like when I went up to Newcastle and met him, he was in his gym at 8 a.m. and he was still there at 8 p.m. grafting to make it 1% better every day. He didn't walk in and it was just like some mecca. Same as Johnny. We did that podcast with Johnny the other day, that YouTube video with Johnny the other day. We finished recording it. I was like, dude, the way that you articulated how to program for your gym was perfect. I'm going to steal that and go and talk to my head coach about it. You still make these improvements. You still make these 1% every day.
Yeah, for sure. These ask a question. I find when I contact affiliate owners, they sometimes don't reply 5-6 messages. Do you have a process for continuing to chase and check in? I'll have a caveat to the end of it, without sounding like you're harassing them. Because that's tough. A major turnoff.
It's tough. Sometimes owners will flat out ignore us. And they will tend to be the ones we'll try and do a drop in on if we can. Now, there's obviously limitations to the amount that Andy and I can do. There's 600 plus affiliates in the country. There's 2 of us, and we've both got gyms to run with families. So I'd love to be able to say that after 5 or 6 texts, I get in the car and drive to Isle of Wight to chat to someone. What I tend to try and do is try different methods of communication. So I'll always lean on emails because they're the easiest for me to do. I'll follow that up with a text message. Then it will be an Instagram message usually. Something that I find I get a lot of success with, not only in my affiliate with members that are ignoring me, but owners, is a video message. I find it a little bit stickier than a voice note. So it will literally be for the members in the gym, they've not been in, I'll grab my phone, and I'll literally walk around the gym and be like, Jake, mate, I've not seen you since the 2nd of December. What's going on? How's the newborn doing? You guys finding a new routine? I saw that you were selling some Nano 2s on Vinted the other day. I'll have them off you. Drop me a message. We'll speak soon.
Yeah.
I find video messages are quite sticky because people look at it and they're like, it's quite hard to not watch a video message that you've got. Like, what's this guy got to say to me? So I find that a little bit of an easier way to get through to people.
Yeah, for sure. I did actually sell a pair of Nano 2s on Vinted the other day. Just throwing it out there. Let's look at topics for seminars and workshops for Twickenham. We can also have a pre-Congress workshop Friday afternoon. Amazing. That would be incredible. Thank you, Henrik. I think if the Open is anything to go by, which I believe it firmly and truly is, we've been saying that forever, I think the health markers of CrossFit in the UK and Ireland have definitely taken, they're on the upturn. They've definitely moved up. If you just look at, and even if you detract from those top 5 gyms that we're talking about, like the big 5 that are pushing those signups across the board, the health of the UK CrossFit affiliate group is definitely on the up. And that's testament to the work you've been putting in. I think it's testament also to HQ, the media assets that, on the back end of the affiliate toolkit, all the work they've been putting in there. I think the general vibe in the UK has gotten a little bit fresher over the last year. Partly as well, I think the new people in our gyms through the likes of the High Rock sessions, like the over 60s classes, like the kids and the teens stuff, there's just new, fresh ideas and waves coming through. And again, Coaches Congress has something to do with that as well. In October, we were sat around talking to affiliate owners and coaches all weekend. And the sharing of knowledge and the positivity behind those groups. And I think we just lead by example. That's all we can ever do. I spoke to a client about this the other day. All we can do is lead from the front, be a good example, just like being a parent. You cannot expect your kids to do something if you don't. Monkey see, monkey do. People will follow suit. If it's successful and it works, people will also, follow and try these things out. And I think having, obviously, you two guys at the helm in the UK, obviously with Ollie, with Bath. By the way, shout out to Will, who's done like insane stuff at Bath with Flying Will. Driving them. I had him on the show a little while ago and talked to him about that. But we've got really strong players in the UK. And in another motivation behind us, bringing this channel to light is because we've got so much to talk about and sing about and praise, bring to the surface, demonstrate and show the world, let alone the other affiliates and gyms in the UK, show the world what we've got going on here. Like Andy said, we're the 4th largest per capita affiliate region on earth. I didn't know that. I had no idea. That's an amazing stat. And we've got so much to kind of offer. And I think the more we talk about it, the more the affiliates can feel, do you know what? I am part of something incredible here. I will go the extra mile. I will send athletes to Strength in Depth or wherever. I will go to Coaches Congress. I do want to be part of this and this stepping up. And I am seeing it. I am seeing affiliate owners and unaffiliated owners stepping up now and thinking, do you know what? I want to lead that change as well in my community. And that's what we are. We need to remember that we are leaders of communities. People, just like the gyms in the UK have followed us, like we said earlier, the Pure gyms, the Globo gyms, the David Lloyd, they're following suit. We lead the way. We've just got to understand that we do that, and we've got to lead again. And I think we've seen that turnaround now. We are genuinely seeing that, and I'm really, really pleased to see it. And it's all from contributing factors like the roles that you guys are doing. So, you know, you should both be. I know you won't be, but you should be proud of the work that you're doing and continue to do, and leading from the front. You're leading by example, and people respect that, whether or not they reply to emails or not. You're both doing an incredible job, but I won't blow too much smoke.
No, don't do that. You were too nice to me on the other one where you.
I know. I need to say something nasty now.
Yeah. Say something nasty. I think you're exactly right. If you're an affiliate owner, you have took the mantle of leader. Even if you're a coach, you've took the mantle of a leader. And whether or not you realize you've took that on, that is your responsibility. I'll often say to the staff here, like, I feel a tremendous amount of responsibility every night for my staff, making sure they get paid, making sure their mortgages are covered, making sure they're happy. And I feel a tremendous amount of responsibility to my members and the people in my community that have not come to our gym yet, because I have the elegant solution for the world's most vexing problem, which is CrossFit. And my responsibility as a leader is to get that to as many people as possible. And that is a shared responsibility with every affiliate owner in the country and the world. And I think sometimes when you're in the day-to-day, you're cleaning the toilets, you're coaching the classes, you're replying to the emails, it's sometimes easy to forget what that North Star is, what that driving force is. And I think that's something that's quite important. And we want to help everyone with that as much as possible. But again, we need everyone's feedback so we know what it is they're struggling with so we can help them.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think a lot of people we all know what the transformation is when people start doing CrossFit and they keep with it for 2 years. Like, they either get a promotion or they move jobs or companies, or, you know, they what was it, Greg? So they either start a new relationship or they end one in the first 2 years. But there's a reason for that, because this gets sharpened and we become accountable to ourselves and we lead by example, and we get a lot sharper with that. We go the extra mile, and I don't know if the members understand how much we rely on feedback. Like, and we want it because we understand that feedback model. We know it works. So we want that. And it's very rare in life that you get people going, what am I doing wrong? Like, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Because I want to know so I don't do it. It's really rare. You don't really get that quality in people. So I guess it's up to us to ask them on the gym floor, what can we do better, and get feedback. And again, you've been doing that with CrossFit UK over the last sort of year to 2 years, like coming up to 2 years in April. You've been starting that feedback loop, and it's great. And I think if we can bring that to the forefront and we can make all the affiliates understand that you rely on that and you want to hear them, you want to speak to them, you want to hear what they've got to say, and their suggestions, and those feedback loops are connected, everyone's a winner. So yeah, we're on to a good thing there. But awesome. Any final words from you, Gareth, on affiliates this year in 2026 and where we're headed?
I think the future is very bright for CrossFit in the UK, and I think there's multi facets to that. I think the number of affiliates is going to grow. I think the number of people doing CrossFit is going to grow. I'm hoping that the amount of this stuff that we're doing is going to grow, because, you know, if this becomes super popular, which I'm confident it will, I'm going to spend less time sending emails and more time doing this. You know, you just divide that where you can. I think if you're an owner, remember that responsibility. You're a leader, and just 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day to improve your gym, improve your business, make your life a little bit easier as well, hopefully. And if you do need help, don't suffer in silence. Reach out to us. There has never been a email or message in the last 2 years that goes unanswered. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get back to you, but as a team, we will always endeavour to get back to you and help where we can.
Amazing. And Gareth, what's your email address?
Gareth.wayt@crossfit.com.
There we go.
And Wayt is WAYT, which is a weird spelling.
It's nice. I like it. All right, Gareth, thank you so much for coming on, and I look forward to the next show in a few weeks' time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. And we'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.